For decades, China has been the undisputed powerhouse of global manufacturing until now. India's manufacturing sector is rising fast, attracting billions in investment and catching the eye of the world's biggest companies. Could this be the moment that ends China's reign? Stay with us, because the changes happening right now might just rewrite the future of global industry in ways you'd never expect. Today, we're exploring a game-changing topic: India's manufacturing boom and its potential to challenge China as the world's manufacturing giant. For years, China has been the global hub for manufacturing, producing everything from electronics to textiles. Things are changing fast. So why now? What's driving this shift? And what could it mean for India and the global economy? In this video, we'll break down the trends, challenges, and opportunities shaping India's manufacturing rise, and what it means for the future of global production. Let's dive in. China has long been known as the world's factory, responsible for around 30% of global manufacturing output in 2024. However, recent developments suggest that India is gearing up to challenge this status. Why is this happening now? Factors like rising labor costs in China, geopolitical tensions, and supply chain disruptions during the pandemic have prompted many companies to reconsider their production strategies. In fact, over 300 companies have moved their production out of China in the last year alone. What do you think are the main reasons behind this shift? Before we delve into it, let's take a moment to understand how China became the manufacturing powerhouse it is today. After the economic reforms initiated by Deng Xiaoping in the late 1970s, China opened its doors to foreign investment, which acted as a catalyst for its industrial growth. By 2022, China was responsible for over 28% of the world's manufacturing output, according to the United Nations Industrial Development Organization. This growth was fueled by several key factors. First and foremost are low labor costs, which have drawn businesses to outsource their production to China, especially during the early 2000s when many companies sought to cut expenses. Alongside this, China boasts a massive workforce, enabling companies to ramp up operations quickly and efficiently. Moreover, the country has developed well-established supply chains with substantial investments in infrastructure, allowing for smooth sourcing of materials and streamlined distribution of products. Finally, government support has played a crucial role, with China investing heavily in the manufacturing sector and offering various incentives for companies to establish operations. As we witness shifts in global manufacturing dynamics, long-held advantages of countries like China are facing fresh scrutiny, paving the way for nations like India to shine. The Economic Survey 2023-24, presented by Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman, raises an important alarm about China's tight grip on rare earth minerals, which are crucial for energy technologies. These minerals, vital for products like wind turbines and electric vehicles, are predominantly sourced from China. The survey states, China's near monopoly over the production and processing of critical and rare earth minerals has already been a cause of global concern. This monopoly gives China a significant economic advantage, making it essential for India to secure its own sources of these minerals. If not, India could find itself heavily dependent on China, hindering its goal of self-sufficiency in key manufacturing sectors. China has also cleverly built a massive internal market. For instance, it produces over $560 billion in apparel each year, with 75% consumed domestically. This boosts China's GDP while reducing its reliance on foreign markets. Another key factor in China's success is its ability to add value to raw materials. When comparing value addition in manufacturing, China leads with about 5 times value, while the US stands at 3 times, and India is just over 2 times. This statistic highlights China's complete integration of raw materials, production, and distribution, making it hard for other countries to compete. China also dominates critical raw materials, controlling over half of the global silicon supply and an astonishing 63% of rare earth metal output. For India, securing reliable access to these resources is vital for achieving self-sufficiency and growing as a manufacturing hub. Without it, India risks being perpetually reliant on Chinese exports. However, nothing lasts forever. The COVID-19 pandemic exposed vulnerabilities in China's supply chains, prompting global companies to rethink their dependence on a single manufacturing hub. This has sparked a significant shift in the manufacturing landscape, opening doors for India to step in. Now, let's dive into India. As of 2024, India is the 5th largest economy in the world, with a GDP of $3.5 trillion. The Indian government has set ambitious targets, aiming to make the manufacturing sector contribute 25% to the GDP by 2025. That's a jump from around 16% in 2024. What does this mean for India? It signifies not just growth in numbers, but an increase in opportunities across various sectors, from electronics to textiles, pharmaceuticals to automotive. In 2024 alone, India's manufacturing sector is projected to grow by 9%, significantly outpacing many other nations. And we see India poised to capitalize on the changes initiated by these recent global events. India has embarked on an ambitious journey to enhance its manufacturing capabilities. Let's take a closer look at the current state of India's manufacturing sector. The Indian government has made substantial investments in the manufacturing sector, aiming for it to contribute to 25% of the GDP by 2025, up from around 17% in 2022. This goal is part of the broader Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative, which translates to Self-Reliant India. The Make in India initiative, launched in 2014, has been instrumental in encouraging both domestic and foreign companies to manufacture in India. This program is not just about manufacturing, it also promotes innovation, skill development, and investment in new technologies. In 2024, FDI in the manufacturing sector has already crossed $40 billion, showing strong investor confidence. This is a testament to the confidence that global players are placing India as an emerging manufacturing hub. India's openness to foreign investment has attracted big names such as Apple, Samsung, and Tesla, all of which are setting up manufacturing facilities in the country. India's manufacturing sector is diverse. For instance, the textile industry alone is projected to reach $223 billion by 2026, making it a crucial player in India's manufacturing narrative. Additionally, the Production-Linked Incentive (PLI) scheme is encouraging companies to manufacture in India by offering financial incentives. Over $10 billion has been allocated for these sectors. According to a report from the Economic Times, India can potentially become a $10 trillion economy by 2032, with manufacturing at the forefront of this growth. Imagine the scale of job creation and economic upliftment if this goal is achieved. What do you think about India's ambitious goals for the manufacturing sector? Are they realistic or overly optimistic? Now, let's take a closer look at some key industries driving growth in India's manufacturing sector. India is already one of the largest producers of textiles in the world, accounting for about 12% of global textile exports. The industry employs over 45 million people and contributes significantly to the country's GDP. The Indian textile market is projected to reach $223 billion by 2026. As global consumers become more conscious about sustainability, India's emphasis on organic textiles could provide a competitive edge. India is becoming a global hub for electric vehicles. With major investments from companies like Tata Motors and Mahindra Electric, India aims to become one of the top 3 EV manufacturing countries by 2030. The government's FAME India scheme provides incentives for manufacturing and purchasing electric vehicles, further boosting the sector. During the pandemic, India proved itself as the pharmacy of the world, producing over 60% of the world's vaccines. With the growing global demand for affordable healthcare, India's pharmaceutical exports are expected to reach $65 billion by 2024. India's strong research and development capabilities, combined with its cost-effective production processes, position it as a leader in generic drugs and biopharmaceuticals. India aims to be a global hub for electronics manufacturing, targeting a production value of $300 billion by 2025. Companies like Foxconn and Wistron are already setting up facilities in India to produce iPhones and other electronics. The government's push for local manufacturing of components has led to the establishment of a robust electronics ecosystem, catering to both domestic and export markets. Now let's discuss about competitive advantages of India over China. Firstly, let's talk about India's demographic dividend. With over 65% of its population under the age of 35, India has a vibrant, youthful workforce ready to drive industrial growth. This youthful edge is a significant advantage over China, which is grappling with an aging population. Recognizing this, the Indian government has been proactive with skill development programs to train and upskill its workforce, aligning with the demands of modern manufacturing. By investing in its youth, India is not only enhancing productivity, but also ensuring a sustainable, skilled labor force for the future. Secondly, cost-effective labor is a key advantage. Rising labor costs in China have opened a window for India, where the average monthly wage for a manufacturing worker is around $150 compared to $800 in China. For sectors like textiles and electronics, where profit margins can be slim, this is a game changer. Labor costs in India can be 30 to 40% lower than in China, giving companies a significant cost advantage while maintaining quality. In essence, India's affordable workforce is attracting industries eager to cut down on production costs while scaling up their operations. Next, India's government support is laying the groundwork for accelerated growth through initiatives aimed at simplifying regulations, improving infrastructure, and offering tax incentives. The Indian government is signaling its commitment to establishing India as a global manufacturing hub. The Production Linked Incentive PLI scheme is a standout example, providing financial incentives to boost production in sectors like electronics, pharmaceuticals, and automotive. This scheme alone is expected to create over 1 million jobs and attract $20 billion in investments in the coming years. By championing manufacturing, the government is helping companies flourish in a competitive global environment. Finally, India's strategic position in diversified supply chains is proving to be a major draw. The pandemic and geopolitical tensions have exposed the risks of relying heavily on a single country for manufacturing needs. India offers a crucial alternative to China, allowing companies to spread their operations across different geographies. For businesses looking to hedge against global uncertainties, this diversification is invaluable. As India strengthens its manufacturing ecosystem, it's becoming a vital player in the global supply chain, offering resilience and stability to companies around the world. These competitive advantages, demographic strength, cost-effective labor, government backing, and supply chain diversification position India as a formidable competitor to China in the global manufacturing arena. With these elements in play, India's manufacturing boom is poised to reshape global supply chains and create a new center of production in Asia. While the prospects are exciting, India faces several challenges that it must overcome to fully realize its manufacturing potential. Many emerging and developing economies, including India, have imposed import restrictions to curb their reliance on Chinese goods. However, Chinese products are often so competitively priced that tariffs barely make a dent in their appeal. According to the Economic Survey 2023-24, the issue is more complex than merely imposing higher tariffs. The survey notes that some Chinese goods are so cheap that no amount of tariff can reduce their price competitiveness. India has faced direct retaliation from China in response to its trade policies. When India launched an anti-dumping probe targeting Chinese companies, China responded by restricting India's access to solar equipment. This response demonstrates China's willingness to exert economic pressure on nations that challenge its trade dominance. In an interconnected world where supply chains are tightly woven, such retaliatory actions can significantly disrupt industries within India. India's journey to becoming a global manufacturing powerhouse is promising, yet challenges remain. Infrastructure bottlenecks are a major hurdle. While the country has made strides in transportation and logistics, it still lags behind China. Expanding and modernizing highways, railways, and ports are crucial steps to keep pace with manufacturing demands. Equally essential is skill development. India's young workforce is an asset, but a skills mismatch can limit growth. Programs like Skill India are tackling this, but they need to expand rapidly to meet industry needs. Regulatory hurdles also persist. Despite improvements, businesses still face bureaucratic red tape, which can slow investment. A streamlined, transparent regulatory environment will make India more attractive to foreign investors. Another pressing issue is access to finance. Many small and medium-sized enterprises struggle with funding, hindering their ability to scale. Although the government has launched initiatives to support SMEs, improving credit access and fostering partnerships between banks and manufacturing firms will be key. Finally, geopolitical tensions add a layer of complexity. With rising tensions, especially between India and China, companies may worry about regional stability. Strengthening diplomatic relations will be crucial in creating a stable environment that supports sustained manufacturing growth. To illustrate the potential of India's manufacturing sector, let's look at some success stories. Tata Group, one of India's largest conglomerates, has successfully positioned itself as a leader in various manufacturing sectors, from automobiles to steel. Tata Motors has gained international recognition for its electric vehicles. While Tata Steel is a major player in the global steel market, the company's commitment to sustainability and innovation has been pivotal in its success. Lenskart, an Indian eyewear brand, has revolutionized the optical retail sector by leveraging technology and manufacturing capabilities. With its in-house manufacturing units and emphasis on quality control, Lenskart has been able to produce affordable eyewear while maintaining high standards. The company's rapid growth demonstrates how innovation and local manufacturing can lead to success in a competitive market. Emcure Pharmaceuticals is an exemplary success story in India's pharmaceutical sector. The company has established a strong presence in both domestic and international markets by focusing on research and development as well as quality manufacturing. Emcure's ability to produce generic drugs at competitive prices has made it a preferred supplier for many countries around the world. As India positions itself as a global manufacturing hub, how are other countries responding? Global companies are increasingly looking to diversify their supply chains away from China. Brands like Apple, Samsung, and Microsoft are investing in India to reduce their reliance on Chinese manufacturing. In a recent statement, India's Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal highlighted Apple's decision to increase its manufacturing in India to cover up to 25% of its total production. This is a significant jump from the current 5 to 7% and represents a turning point in foreign investment flows, as global giants now view India as a critical manufacturing destination. While Apple has not yet confirmed Goyal's statement, this shift aligns with the larger trend of China plus one strategy adopted by multinational companies to diversify their supply chains. One area where India is keen to avoid past mistakes is in semiconductor production. After missing the semiconductor boom in the 1990s, India is now investing heavily in this field. On March 13th, Prime Minister Narendra Modi laid the foundation for 3 semiconductor plants worth over 1.25 lakh crore rupees, including the Tata PSMC chip foundry, the Tata OSAT facility, and CG Power Renewables. Furthermore, India recently signed a memorandum of understanding with the European Commissioner for Internal Markets to enhance cooperation in innovation and research, which will be critical for establishing a robust semiconductor supply chain. Unlike China, which relies heavily on state support for semiconductor production, India is focusing on fostering public-private partnerships to strengthen its position. Countries like the United States, Japan, and Australia are seeking to foster partnerships with India to boost manufacturing capabilities. Initiatives like the Supply Chain Resilience Initiative, SCRI, aimed at promoting resilient supply chains in the Indo-Pacific region, highlight the growing collaboration between these nations and India. Foreign countries are also recognizing the need to invest in India's infrastructure to support its manufacturing ambitions. Countries like Japan have pledged substantial investments in developing infrastructure projects in India, which can help facilitate efficient manufacturing and logistics. Technology will play a pivotal role in shaping the future of manufacturing in India. Let's explore some key technological advancements that can propel India's manufacturing sector. The fourth industrial revolution, characterized by the integration of advanced technologies like the IoT, artificial intelligence, and robotics, is transforming the manufacturing landscape. Indian manufacturers are increasingly adopting these technologies to enhance productivity, efficiency, and quality control. For example, companies are leveraging AI for predictive maintenance, reducing downtime and costs. As of 2024, over 70% of manufacturers in India are implementing these technologies to improve efficiency and productivity. 3D printing or additive manufacturing is gaining traction in India, particularly in sectors like aerospace and automotive. This technology allows manufacturers to create complex designs and prototypes rapidly, reducing lead times and production costs. Startups specializing in 3D printing are emerging across the country, showcasing innovation and the potential for disruptive change. With growing concerns about climate change, manufacturers in India are increasingly focusing on sustainability. Many companies are adopting eco-friendly practices such as reducing waste and utilizing renewable energy sources. Government initiatives like the National Electric Mobility Mission Plan aim to promote electric vehicles and sustainable manufacturing practices, positioning India as a leader in green manufacturing. So what does the future hold for India's manufacturing sector? As the manufacturing sector expands, it is projected to create millions of jobs in the coming years. This is crucial for addressing India's employment challenges and uplifting the economy. The government's focus on vocational training and skill development will play a key role in ensuring that the workforce is prepared for the jobs of the future. If India continues on its current trajectory, it has the potential to emerge as a global manufacturing hub by the end of the decade. With its favorable demographics, government support, and investment in technology, India could become a key player in global supply chains, attracting companies looking for reliable manufacturing partners. India's manufacturing boom is likely to contribute significantly to the country's economic growth. As the sector expands, it will lead to increased GDP, enhanced exports, and improved living standards. According to a report by McKinsey, India's manufacturing sector could contribute an additional $1 trillion to the economy by 2025 if the right policies are implemented. In conclusion, India's manufacturing boom presents an exciting opportunity to challenge China's long-held dominance in the global manufacturing landscape. The combination of favorable demographics, government support, technological advancements, and strategic partnerships positions India as a formidable contender in the race for manufacturing supremacy. However, challenges remain, and overcoming them will require collaboration between the government, industries, and educational institutions. If India can navigate these challenges effectively, it may well redefine the future of global manufacturing. What are your thoughts on India's potential to rival China in manufacturing? Do you believe India can overcome the challenges ahead? Share your insights in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more engaging content on business and economics.